Today we are here to spend some valuable time with a great personality. We would like to welcome Mr. Manjula for our today discussion as learning partners of MBA 2024 batch from Postgraduate Institute of Management, University of C. Jayawardenepura. So, to continue our discussion, I would like to invite Chamal and Amita.
Every successful leader has a unique journey, and studying about this journey would inspire others. So, Mr. Manjula, can you share with us your success story so far achieved?
So I started my career at Ernst Young Sri Lanka. I joined as an audit trainee, and within a 3 years period, I was able to promote as the assistant manager of Ernst Young Sri Lanka. So after completing my articles, I joined a company called Show Private Limited in Mahadanaarachchi Export Processing Zone. I joined as an accountant. So within 6 months period, I was able to promote it as the finance manager. Then that company was acquired. We went for a joint venture with a USA listed company called Checkpoint Systems Incorporation. So during that period, I worked as the country control of the company. Then I was promoted as the general manager finance and administration at Show Private Limited. So I worked 8 years there. So after that, in 2015, I joined to Lalan Rubbers Private Limited as the General Manager Finance. So within a 3.5 years period, I was promoted as the Deputy CEO of the company. So after 6 months period, that was in 2019, I was promoted as the CEO of Lalan Rubbers, the Gloves and Centrifuging division. And this is my 5th year as the CEO.
Mr. Manjula, tell us about your most significant achievement throughout your career.
Yeah, I will briefly explain what are the achievements that I have made during my 5-year tenure as the CEO. So during the last 5 years period, our company, we expanded rapidly. So if you take last 5 years period, we have set up 5 new manufacturing facilities in different geographical locations, that is in different zones. And other than that, even in the existing facilities, we have expanded our capacity by 30%, because we see that there's a drastic demand, global demand for the gloves. We are in the glove and glove manufacturing sector. So to cater and to meet the demand, so we have expanded our capacities. And currently our strategy is to make Sri Lanka as the manufacturing hub and to set up distribution arms in different geographical locations. Accordingly, we have set up a distribution arm in Brazil and in Oman and in Turkey. So I am very happy to share that last 5-year period, so we have expanded heavily, not only in Sri Lanka and even in the global presence. And currently we are in the process of setting up a sterilization plant in Oman. So those are the key achievements that I have made during my tenure this period.
Being a CEO of Lalan Rubber Company, you might face the plethora of challenges. But how leader handle the tough situation might reflect their success. During your period, what are the most emerging situation you faced?
As I mentioned, I was promoted as the CEO in 2019. The soon after I got that title, so that was the challenge that we had to face. During that period, you know that whole country was under lockdown. So during that period, so we had the social responsibility to fulfill, because we are the exclusive supplier to the Ministry of Health, and that is, we supply all the hospitals in Sri Lanka. And because of that, we had to expand our capacities heavily, because the surge and demand for the gloves was expanded rapidly. So what we did was, during that period, we have set up our largest manufacturing facility, that is in Mahadanaarachchi, which has the capacity to produce 100 million gloves per month. So when we are setting up this facility, from the groundbreaking date, 10 months period, we made the first shipment. So I would say that that was one of the remarkable achievement we have done during that challenging period.
Many young professionals, they want to be a leader. Actually, their path is not that much clear. So what advice would you give to young leaders like us?
Yeah, if you want to be a leader, I would say that you should be big dreamers. You should have better dreams, big dreams. But having said that, dreaming about tomorrow is fine as long as you don't neglect today. So for that, you should have your visions. You should set your goals in mid-term and in long term. And when we are doing that, you should never ever compromise on your goals. Always what you have to do is you have to compromise for your goals. And when you are working and when you are in the professional career, what you need to understand is it's like politics. There are no shortcuts in your professional career. There are challenges that you need to face. And in the professional career, other thing is there's nothing called luck. The luck is where the preparedness meets the opportunity. If you are prepared enough, when there's an opportunity pops up, you will be able to grab it. But sometimes those opportunities may not come as you expected. Sometimes it may come early than you expected. Sometimes it may get late. But you have to be prepared. And other thing is, if your immediate boss, if your supervisor assign you some additional task, you have to accept it happily and you have to deliver in the full capacity. Because it says that God always gives his hardest battles to his stronger soldiers. So if your boss identified and if you assign you some additional tasks, that means your immediate boss has identified your capacities, your capabilities, he has kept trust on your deliverables. So as employees, as emerging leaders, so those are the opportunities that you will be getting for a better opportunity.
Finally, Mr. Manjula, I would like to know what mean by leadership, because different people give different perspective. On your perspective, how can you define the leadership and what values guide you as a leader?
Yeah, in short, the leadership is setting up the vision and guiding and influencing your subordinates to deliver that goals. So that is the leadership that I define. And leadership is not being in front in every time. As leaders, you should know when to lead and when to follow. I would say it's like driving a vehicle. So sometimes you have to be in the accelerator, sometimes you have to be in the neutral gear, and sometimes you have to be in the reverse gear. Because you should not forget the fact that we are in a very volatile environment. Whatever the decision you have made yesterday may not be valid for tomorrow. So because the situation, market conditions, everything is getting changed. So you have to be humble enough to evaluate whatever the decision that you have made yesterday, and if it is wrong, so you have to make the correct decision where it's required. So when it comes to the values, if you ask what are the values that I believe in the leadership, I would say the honesty, the integrity, it's the most important values that I believe in leadership.
What an inspirational talk that we had with Mr. Manjula. Thank you so much for being with us despite of your time schedules, and thank you so much for giving such an valuable insights for each and every emerging leaders in the society. Thank you so much, Mr. Manjula.